Welcome back, everyone. Okay, first things first, we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and copy all these and delete them. Okay, so as we've discussed before, what happens if you want several paragraphs? Well, let's go ahead and let's copy these twice. And I'm just going to go ahead and push the space bar just so the indenting looks nice. Again, indenting is actually super important. Okay, and as you can see in the output here, yeah, we have 3 different lines. Now, what happens though if do we really need all of these paragraph tags? And the answer is actually no. So just like I touched a little bit on the last tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and delete these tags. So remember, the tags, the way this works is that the compiler reads this, and it reads from this tag, and it keeps on going all the way until it sees the closing part of the tag. So it's going to see this tag, and then it's going to see this tag. But let's look at the output here. Well, what we want to have happen is we kind of want this to have happen. Okay, I'm just going to put this in the editor, and as you can see, if you wanted this to happen in your page, and you get this, it's kind of frustrating, isn't it? So the answer to this is actually we can actually go ahead and break that, just like I told you in the last tutorial. All you have to do is add in a BR. It's pretty simple. Okay, and I'm going to say BR again. And there's one other problem with this, and the other problem is that when you put, as you can see, when you put this here, you should basically make these align. So this P is in line with this one, and you should indent these. In fact, even the header, you should indent this. So I'm going to do this 3 times, this one 3 times. Just make sure they're aligned, and then I'm going to do this 5 times. Okay, and as you can see, that just looks a lot better. Okay, so you can see that this is a paragraph break, and then we break this again, and I can type this all I want, right? And it's still not going to break. And as you can see, until I add that code, right? And you can add this break code anywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. If you wanted to put this break code, you don't necessarily have to put it here. You can just put it here as well. Okay? And you can see that this is, then it breaks a paragraph. Now another thing you can do is, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this as well. And I know I'm deleting a lot of things here, but basically when you play around with this, imagine if you're playing, in a sandbox, or you're playing with some Lego. You're constantly building things, you're taking them apart, and you're learning as you do this. So the more you kind of mess around with this, you're actually learning by doing this. In fact, sometimes in later circles of programming, this is called sandboxing for this exact reason. Okay, so I can actually put these all in the same line. Okay, and I can also, I'm just going to put this here, I can also put all of this on the same line as well. Now, this, you're thinking, okay, what's going on here? Why is he doing this? Why is he talking all a bit about this placement, etc.? Well, the reason is that this is something called formatting. Okay, and the way a coder formats is different. I mean, some people do it differently, but basically, if you want to do it this way or the other way, you're more than welcome to. Now, there's one other thing before I close this tutorial. There's something weird about the break. Okay, so take a look at the break here, and tell me what's weird about this. Okay, I'll just give you 5 seconds. Just look at it, pause the video, and when you have the answer, we'll go on. Okay, so the answer is that there's no closing break, right? This is just a simple one-liner. It's break and then it executes here. Well, what happens in HTML is that there are some bits of code that actually don't have a closing tag. Okay, and that concludes the tutorial. I'll see you guys next time.